Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Ndagire here. This is a video someone tagged me in, and of course I had to share it with you guys. It's about this Indian man specifically, Vivek Ramasamy, if I say the name right. So he's an American by birth, but the trick is his parents were technically not from America, especially his father. Like they gave birth to him when they were non-citizens of America.
Did your father also take the citizenship test, and is your father a citizen?
He did not, and that's a choice that he has made for familial reasons.
When did your father take the citizenship test? Answer is never. So his father's not a citizen. Nothing illegal is going on, okay? But his father is not a citizen. Let's continue.
But my mother did, and I think that every immigrant who comes to this country in order to become a full voting citizen has to do the same. And I believe in being consistent about my policies where...
So your father is not a citizen of the United States?
He's not.
Okay. And your mother, when did your mom take the citizenship test? Was it before or after you were born?
After I was born.
After you were born. Okay.
At the time of his birth in the United States, his father wasn't a citizen and his mother wasn't a citizen. This means that he was granted American citizenship because he was born here. This is a type of citizenship that he wants to take away.
But you gained citizenship through birthright then.
Well, but you gain citizenship through birthright citizenship in that sense too.
He says, well, to the interviewer, he says, you also gained it through birthright. No, if her parents were citizens at the time of her birth, she gained it through, she has two American citizen parents separate from also being born within the United States geographically, if she was. It's not the same. It actually is different.
Wait, I'm sorry, just to backtrack. So your father is not a citizen, your mother...
They came to this country legally. They were in this country legally. So my view is any kid who's born in this country of parents who are here legally, that's the scope of where birthright citizenship applies.
Now understand that that also is easily defeated. He says, listen, my parents weren't citizens when they were here and I was born and I got citizenship merely because I was born here, but they were here legally. And as long as your parents are here legally, then you should get citizenship. Well, the thing about that is you can be here legally as a tourist. You can be here legally on a student visa and have a kid. You are not a citizen, but at that moment you are here legally. You don't have legal status to stay indefinitely if you're a tourist or on a student visa. You have a kid, that kid is now a citizen. He opposes that, even though here he says as long as the parents are here legally. So what does he really mean? What he means is as long as the parents are here legally, I guess with permanent residency. So now he's slicing and dicing what he actually means and wants. This is Vivek Ramaswamy. Whatever is convenient for me is fine, but now I'm going to take it away from other people.
He says that if you were born in the U.S. but your parents are illegal, then that makes you illegal too. This is Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's watch this video real quick.
I would end birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants. If somebody comes to this country illegally and has a child while here, I do think we have to end birthright citizenship.
But does that mean you deport like a 1-year-old?
I think you do the family.
He gained American citizenship by being born in America through that program. But then this Indian man, got on the platform of these streets of the internet or on these medias and was talking about how he wants to take away like that process of being born in America and gaining citizenship. And I'm like, oh, so you only want to talk about it when it's in your benefit? And he also is the same person that is calling, American culture mediocre, but also calling in, with the HB1 visas, people from his country, Indians, saying, we need more HB1 visa people to be coming in because like people from India have like that technology sense, the science sense. So they are more qualified than these Americans here, the white people, basically that's what he's saying. And people are like, are you joking? After saying all those things, these same people that he thought he's a part of that much are the same people that started calling him out and literally do not even want to see him in their country, because at the end of the day, now they're just seeing him as an Indian man in America, not like an American as before. So that's really interesting. But yeah, guys, listen to what people have to say about this because it is interesting. Spicy, but interesting. Come back and let me know what you think about it as well.
Vivek Ramaswamy is going through what I need every immigrant, first-gen, and second-gen American to understand very deeply. No matter how much you try to assimilate, no matter how much you try to talk like them, dress like them, move up the corporate ladder, take the bullshit up the ass relentlessly, you are always going to just be another fucking slur to them. Because it's so funny. What Vivek Ramaswamy is talking about in his tweet, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, Vivek essentially made a tweet stating that Americans need to prioritize more so the valedictorian over the jock. They need to prioritize the math Olympiad over the fucking, I don't know, some other nonsense that he concocted in his head. And I think what's funny about that, more so than anything else, is that what he wants is for Americans to have zero work-life balance. What he is describing, all of these parents who immigrate into the U.S. and give birth to children here or bring children here, and then raise them to have no social life, no social skills, but literally can work for a corporation day in and day out, asking for no time off, no paid leave, no sick leave, none of that. They want you to be a robot. They want you to be another cog in the machine for capitalism. And so many immigrants come to the United States thinking that if they just do that, if they just be the cog in the machine, and all these ungrateful Americans are just being so ungrateful and don't want to work and all that shit, they can just rise up. And very obviously by the fucking slurs that are being hurled at this man, who by all intents and purposes is going to be one of the most powerful people in America, it should be incredibly telling that they never gave a fuck about you. You were always a token and you were going to get spent at some point or another. And I also think it should be more telling to more immigrants that the only thing that people seem to value in you as a human being with complex ideas and thoughts is the work in which you will put into the system. Not who you are, not anything about your culture, not anything about the arts and the creativity that you have, only that you can work in the machine and shut up and not complain about it. That's all they want out of you. And if you can't do that, they are simply going to replace you with somebody else who will. So why on God's green earth are you giving all of your attention, all of your time, all of your capabilities to people who don't care about you in the name of trying to find the American dream? And I say this as somebody who is first gen. I did the bullshit. I got the engineering degree. I wasted away much of my teen years and early adulthood trying to be a part of this fucking system because it felt like that's what I was supposed to do. My parents had immigrated here. They had given up the lives in which they knew to try to give their children whatever they could. And all I ended up seeing out of that was my mother, who was overworked and overrun by the state, who never was promoted, even after getting her master's degree. And I recognized, why the fuck would I bend over backward for a corporation of any fucking kind who is just going to use me as a diversity pick and then throw me away when I'm no longer worth it? I will work as much as I need to get that fucking paycheck and go the fuck home. And if more immigrants understood this, if more first gen, second gen understood this, there wouldn't even need to be this nonsense of sending all these jobs other places and yada, yada, yada. They are literally just looking for cheaper labor. They are literally using you for cheaper labor because you won't complain. So when you're barely making it by, when you're suffering, when you have no life outside of your job, you have to understand that you're placating to the violent system because you think you're above all these Americans who don't want to work, and they still fucking you over. So let's think a little bit smarter and more critically about these systems and the global impact that they have.
I completely agree with everything that they've said, but I wanted to add something that's a little bit different. The other thing I think Vivek Ramaswamy's whole rant points out is that a lot of Indians don't actually want to be white. They want the power of whiteness, but retaining the authority of their caste. Right, Vivek Ramaswamy feels like he can talk like that because he is a Brahmin. He expects the authority of his caste to play through in American society. And because of American immigration policy, there are a disproportionate number of Indian Americans who are upper caste. And they act like it. They act like they have privilege because they've had privilege for millennia. And in a lot of ways, Vivek Ramaswamy is just saying what a lot of Indians think. We're better. We've always been better. And I think that's part of why people like Steve Bannon were so unsettled. because they thought they were better. And there is something palpably different about immigration from India from the 90s on. They plan to keep a lot of the norms from India. Take the temple that was built in New Jersey that basically violated all these federal laws because they basically enslaved Indian workers to come work here to build a temple. They did that because they want all of what they had in India, plus all the wealth of whiteness here. It's massively effed up, but it's also very racist. And it's also why so many Indians voted for Trump. Right? They were like, hey, this is a guy who hates black people as much as we do. Hey, this is a guy who works and operates in terms of race and hierarchy, just like us.
So guys, as you see in the video, that is what people had to say. And it's like these people, like as they call them, people of color in general, they kind of forget that they'll never get close to whiteness. Okay, they can't get close to whiteness because they see themselves as white, but they will never get to that level that they think in their head that they are at. Okay, and that's why they feel like they are better than black people, always trying to, you know, put themselves like superior in a way, feeling like they are better than black people. Like, oh, we are the ones that are good in tech, we are the ones that are good with brains. So America needs us more than anybody else. And this is what this man was probably thinking, that he could actually come and say all these things that he said online and it would not like bring any backlash, which really turned out to be different. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to like the white structure, they would always want to be on top of the chain. And even if you come in as an Indian with the knowledge and the skills, because guys, this man is, you know, he's a rich man, right? But it shows you that even in that status, they still do not respect him to the level that he expects to be, you know, respected, if that makes sense. And I saw like a lot of people in the videos, in the comments, cussing him out, telling him to go back to India. And it's like, okay, so you were born in America, but now because you're trying to, you know, bash American culture or, you know, say these things, people are now just seeing you as an Indian man and not even as an American, even though you were born in America. So that is the reality that these people of color need to understand. Like, the US will always see you as who you are and not what you think that you're trying to be for them. I mean, you can be their labor, you can bring in money, you can give them services. But at the end of the day, they still see you in a different light. And if that sinks in well for everybody to understand where everybody stands and who we need to come together as a people to break the system on, then we will have a better future for the whole world, literally, because this white supremacist kind of structure is really draining a lot of people, and everyone is waking, actually, everyone is getting their wake-up call, like, no one is safe, whether you're Indian, black, or Asian, or anyone, or Arab, or whatever. That structure needs to be put down for us to have a stable world. But at the end of the day, it's about the race card, it's about power, it's about who is better than who. And apparently we are living in a palmed people kind of a world that we are trying to dismantle and put into balance. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this man that, you know, came through a system just like, and you know what's funny, guys, actually, these palmed people would rather excuse Elon Musk from Africa, from South Africa, as a white man than this actual Indian man that was born in America and or try to assimilate to their culture or to their ways. In sense, you know, they would rather accept Elon Musk than to accept this Vivek. Is it Vivek, guys? Yeah. And that shows you really where the structure stands. But yeah, guys, that is it for me in the video. Let me know what you think about this. It's really crazy. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.